Phosphor Dot fans, we're back with another arcade obscurity. Now this one actually came up in conversation recently on a post from Vic Sage's Diary of an Arcade Employee podcast over whether or not people remembered Turbo or Change Lanes better. It turns out nobody remembered Change Lanes but me. Oh boy, have we got to fix that. Because although for many years it was not playable in MAME, Change Lanes is now playable in MAME, and you should play it in MAME. Now, a word of warning or a word of advice here, whichever you prefer, that the controls for emulation are a little imperfect with this one, because this was a game that had a steering wheel and a gas pedal, and so I can really only approximate the feel of it, of the analog controls, using my mouse and the keyboard. So let's go ahead and get started here. Basically, it's kind of a gentrified Mad Max future, if you will, here in the world of Change Lanes. And as with so many other racing games, you're supposed to avoid oil slicks and avoid the other vehicles. Unlike most other racing games, bombs are being dropped on you by an unspecified enemy. And the backstory of the game, which I probably should have read through the attract mode, because there are like 2 or 3 screens worth of backstory to explain what the game is about. The winner of this race basically gets to be king of the world. Suck it, Leonardo DiCaprio. So, obviously you are trying to survive and come in as close to first as you can. Drive around the pylons, Earl. Yeah, around. Not in, or not through, not into. I'm really good at crashing into people. That's something. Yeah, one thing you can do also is you can get on the water and become a hovercraft, and the airship up there drops big, juicy bonuses for you. You had only 0.1 miles to go, and you sucked. Okay, obviously we're going to play this more than once. Let me see if I can get the attract mode. Supreme King of the World. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. I see what you did there. Push 1 or 2 player for instructions. I am trying. Drive as fast as you can to each checkpoint before fuel runs out. After reaching the first checkpoint, you can change lanes and drive in opposing traffic, or in the brown high-speed lanes, or in the river. Keep off the grass. At each checkpoint, 100 points are awarded for each unit of unused fuel. You get refueled. You are directed to the location of the next numbered checkpoint. If you reach a numbered checkpoint, you are awarded bonus points according to your driving skill. Catch the flashing box dropped by the blimp for extra points. Okay, you just saw that. Bonus points awarded for avoiding a crash while the Volkswagen is on. Okay. Slug bug. Death. The faster you drive, the more speed points you accumulate. Survive all the way to the 9th checkpoint and become king of the world. Beware of floating mines and icebergs in the river. Don't drive over the road damage left by the jet bomber. Avoid, if you can, the deadly heat-seeking missiles. If you are hit by a missile, you lose your vehicle. If you scored enough to have any bonus fuel, you can still blaze. Otherwise, insert coins. So there you have it. You are, this is It's somewhere between the Fast and the Furious, Mad Max, and the wacky races. So let's try it again. Gas me up. Here we go. Everybody out of my way. Future king of the world coming through. Okay, so obviously that just left a big crater. It's not an oil slick, it's a crater in the road. Mother of all potholes. Welcome to Oklahoma. I really recommend playing this with an analog controller of some sort. A mouse is really not my favorite way to play a vintage arcade game, but it beats trying to play this with drive around pylons. Okay. Around the pylons. Around the pylons. And around the other cars. At some point I'll get this. Just not today. Well, I made it to the second checkpoint. Drive to the brown lanes. Don't die. Proceed to the brown lanes. Ice warning. Okay, I'm gonna let off the gas a little bit. Okay, I'm trying to get to the brown lanes aside, oh, they're way over there. I missed my exit. Oh, no. I only had 2.6 miles to go. But the problem is, I sucked. The Change Lanes is not an easy game. Playing with the original controls would make it marginally easier. One, two, three. Sorry. That's just the part of me that makes dad jokes to the annoyance and dismay of my children. Appreciates the work that went into that one. Yeah, the dangers of emulation. I had my finger on the wrong button for the accelerator. Go figure. Alright. Checkpoint 1. Drive around the pylons. Got it. Around the pylons. Not into, around. You wouldn't think it's a difficult instruction to follow, but change lanes, ladies and gentlemen. This game, I remember playing it in Fort Smith at the Games R Us arcade, which was it was another Bally arcade. It was a kind of a sister ship to Aladdin's Castle, and there was a Games R Us much closer to where I lived than there was in Aladdin's Castle. Ice warning. Okay, I'm trying to get to the brown lane. Okay, maybe I'll let off the gas a bit. I had only 1.4 miles to go. Okay, we're going to give it one more attempt here. It's because I'm so fond of the game. As I said, this game there was an upright cabinet. I don't know if there was a cockpit or a cocktail cabinet. I don't believe there was. I believe this was strictly an upright game. In fact, in looking up the manual, the service manual online, the only thing it shows is an upright model. Throw in some bonus boxes, blimp. Drive around pylons for checkpoint 2. Well, sweet ass 5,000 point box just went floating by my head. Pardon me. Around the pylons, Earl. But I remember spending a lot of time with this game in the arcade. For one thing, I think precisely because it was not turbo or pole position, it was frequently unoccupied, and I think there was kind of a perception that it was a rip-off, or perhaps that it was too difficult, and it may well be, said the man who just burst into flames. Alright, let's get the ice warning out of the way. Alright, let's get on the brown lane, and now it's not only time for the brown lane, but brown trousers. Whoa. You had only 1.6 miles to go. But you didn't. Oh, really? So, I don't think I've ever entered my initials on this game before. Remarkable. Well, there you have it. Taito's 1983 obscurity from the arcade Change Lanes. Juan Two Trees' position as the supreme king of the world, as opposed to all of the kings beneath him on the pay scale, is unchallenged by me. I'll put it that way. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with more soon.